Imagine living without a fridge in the midst of a blazing summer and still having the ability to keep food fresh. To most of us, this sounds impossible, but for the Amish, it's a normal way of life. They have perfected food preservation using techniques that have been around for generations. While modern homes rely heavily on electricity and refrigeration, the Amish have continued using tried and true methods to keep food fresh without any power at all. This approach not only offers practical solutions for off-grid living, but also provides insight into how communities once managed their food preservation long before refrigerators became commonplace. In today's world, where electricity costs and environmental concerns are rising, these Amish methods are both fascinating and surprisingly relevant. They offer sustainable alternatives and emphasize simplicity and natural resources. This video will delve into the different techniques the Amish use to keep food cold and fresh without relying on modern appliances. Number 1. Understanding the Amish and their lifestyle. The Amish lifestyle is centered around strong community bonds and a commitment to separation from the outside world, often referred to as Gelassenheit, which emphasizes humility, calmness, and placing community above self. This value system affects every part of their daily life, from clothing and language to the way they preserve food. They speak a dialect known as Pennsylvania Dutch, a mix of German and English, and their daily lives are shaped by the Ordnung, an unwritten code of conduct unique to each Amish community, which dictates acceptable behaviors and technology use. Their rejection of modern technology is not absolute, but selective. It's driven by the desire to avoid anything that might undermine family ties, spiritual life, or community cohesion. For example, they may use gas-powered appliances, battery lights, or solar panels, but avoid electricity from the grid because of the link it would create to the outside world. This ethos of independence extends to food production and storage. The Amish prioritize growing their own food, bartering within their communities, and utilizing nature's cycles, emphasizing techniques that promote self-reliance and minimize dependency on external resources. Number 2, the importance of food preservation. Food preservation has been crucial throughout human history, particularly for communities like the Amish, who grow most of their own food. It's not just about preventing spoilage, but also about ensuring food security during seasons when fresh produce is unavailable. Traditional preservation techniques such as canning, fermenting, drying, and root cellaring were developed to extend the shelf life of foods, reduce waste, and ensure that nutritious homegrown food could be consumed all year. The goal was to preserve the integrity and flavor of the food while maintaining its nutritional value, something that can be compromised through modern methods like freezing or the use of chemical preservatives. Moreover, preservation methods play a significant role in preventing the growth of bacteria, mold, and yeast, which can not only spoil food, but also pose health risks. Without refrigeration, temperature control becomes critical. Methods like salting or smoking meats are not only practical, but impart flavors and textures that are valued culturally. These methods require a deep understanding of local environmental conditions, such as humidity and temperature fluctuations, which dictate the best ways to store and preserve various types of food. For the Amish, food preservation is also a matter of self-reliance and reducing dependency on external systems. By being skilled in these techniques, they minimize trips to stores, reliance on electricity, and ensure their households have access to high-quality, locally produced food through the toughest of winters. Number 3, key principles of Amish food preservation. Amish food preservation is centered on a deep understanding of natural principles and how they can be harnessed to store food without electricity. The primary focus is on achieving the right balance of temperature, insulation, and humidity, each of which plays a crucial role in extending the shelf life of food. Temperature regulation is fundamental to Amish food storage. To achieve this, They rely on passive cooling methods, using the Earth's consistent temperature as a natural regulator. Root cellars are often built deep underground, where the temperature remains stable between 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius and 4.5 degrees Celsius throughout the year. This stability is crucial for keeping food from spoiling quickly, since extreme heat can cause rapid decay, while freezing temperatures can ruin certain produce. Similarly, the use of flowing water, as seen in spring houses, provides a continuous source of coolness, as natural springs maintain low temperatures regardless of the season. This allows foods like milk, butter, and cheeses to be kept in an environment where bacterial growth is minimized without the need for refrigeration. Insulation is equally essential. The construction of storage spaces, like root cellars and ice houses, is carefully designed to maintain the desired cool temperatures. Materials like thick wood, stone, or even packed earth are selected for their insulating properties, which prevent heat transfer from the external environment. For example, straw and sawdust were historically used to insulate ice blocks in ice houses, slowing the melting process and maintaining cool temperatures over a long period. In some cases, walls of root cellars are lined with additional insulating materials like clay or straw bales, which trap cool air and keep the heat out, providing a buffer against external temperature changes. The Amish also utilize natural ventilation systems, small vents that allow cold air to circulate while trapping warm air above, ensuring that the storage space remains uniformly cool. Humidity control is another critical factor in traditional Amish food preservation. The right humidity levels prevent food from drying out, but must be carefully controlled to avoid mold growth and spoilage. The Amish often use different techniques to balance moisture levels. For instance, placing damp sand or sawdust on the floor of a root cellar can help retain the appropriate level of humidity for storing root vegetables like carrots and potatoes. On the other hand, areas meant for storing dried goods, like grains or dried herbs, are kept dry and well ventilated. Some Amish cellars have separate sections to accommodate different levels of humidity. One side may be high humidity for fresh produce, while another is low humidity for grains and canned goods. Additionally, the position of storage spaces plays a role in humidity control. Root cellars are typically built into hillsides or north-facing slopes to avoid direct sunlight and maintain a cooler environment. A naturally damp environment aids in keeping fruits and vegetables hydrated, preventing them from shriveling, while controlled ventilation systems, such as adjustable louvered vents, allow moisture to escape when levels become too high. The goal is always to maintain a balanced environment where food can be preserved for long periods without artificial intervention. The effectiveness of these principles is a testament to the Amish's knowledge of the natural world. By understanding the properties of the materials around them and how temperature, insulation, and humidity interact, they have created efficient, low-tech solutions for food storage that have been used successfully for generations. Number 4. Amish food preservation techniques. Root cellars are designed to leverage the natural cooling properties of the earth to store a variety of perishable foods without any modern technology. They are typically built below ground or into a hillside, where the temperature remains consistently between 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 50 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius and 10 degrees Celsius, depending on the depth and climate. The exact placement of a root cellar is crucial for optimal cooling. They are often constructed on the north side of a house or hill to avoid direct sunlight and are built with sloped ceilings to allow for better air circulation and moisture control. Within these cellars, shelves are arranged for different types of produce, ensuring each has the right conditions for storage. For example, root vegetables like potatoes and beets are often kept on the lower shelves, where it is slightly cooler, while fruits are placed higher to avoid excess moisture. Ice houses are an even older preservation method and often represent a large investment in family food storage for the Amish. Built for long-term use, they were designed to retain ice for many months, and their effectiveness relies on specific harvesting techniques. Ice is cut in thick blocks during the coldest part of winter to maximize its density and lifespan. The blocks are then layered with straw, sawdust, or even hay for insulation. The placement of the ice is strategic as well. Typically, it's stacked in a way that maximizes airflow and prevents the ice from fusing into one large block. This design enables easier access and controlled melting. These ice blocks can last for up to a year, providing a steady source of cooling throughout warmer months. Number 5. Modern innovations in Amish food preservation. Amish communities have embraced subtle innovations that enhance the efficiency of their traditional food preservation methods. Modern root cellars may include better insulation materials like rigid foam boards and reflective barriers, which significantly reduce temperature fluctuations. Some families use earth bags or straw bale walls as eco-friendly alternatives, maximizing thermal mass to keep storage areas consistently cool. To control humidity more precisely, dehumidifiers that run on solar power or battery systems are sometimes used, helping to maintain optimal moisture levels and reduce mold growth, especially during humid seasons. Ice houses have seen advancements as well. The use of modern insulating materials like polyurethane foam and insulated panels extends the life of ice blocks beyond what traditional straw or sawdust could achieve. Additionally, ice houses are now often constructed with multi-layered walls, using air gaps as additional insulation barriers. Temperature monitors or basic thermostatic controls may be installed to help maintain the ideal cold environment, although these additions still align with Amish principles by being non-electric and manually regulated. Spring houses benefit from improved water flow techniques. Amish builders may incorporate better piping systems or gravity-fed designs to maximize water movement, ensuring that food remains consistently chilled by the flowing spring water. The use of stainless steel or food-grade plastic containers ensures food safety and longevity, preventing corrosion or contamination. In some cases, underground water reservoirs are created to enhance cooling efficiency, mimicking the concept of spring houses, but adapting it to areas where natural springs are not readily available. Some Amish families blend these traditional techniques with solar-powered refrigeration units for an optimal balance of off-grid cooling. By using small solar systems, they can power compact refrigeration units during hot summer months, while still relying primarily on root cellars, ice houses, or spring houses for everyday preservation. This hybrid approach provides greater flexibility for preserving delicate items like dairy products or fresh meat, reducing spoilage while maintaining the community's emphasis on self-reliance and sustainability. Number 6. Environmental and health benefits. Amish food preservation methods offer a significant reduction in environmental impact by completely bypassing the need for energy-intensive refrigeration systems. Root cellars, ice houses, and spring houses rely on natural thermal regulation, eliminating greenhouse gas emissions typically associated with electricity production. By using the Earth's natural cooling properties or the latent heat of ice, these systems utilize passive energy sources that do not require fossil fuels or contribute to climate change. Additionally, these methods often use locally sourced materials like wood, stone, or clay, further reducing the carbon footprint linked to transportation and manufacturing of modern building materials. Health benefits are equally notable. Because these traditional methods store food in stable, cool environments, there's no need for chemical preservatives or excessive packaging, which are common in conventional refrigeration to extend shelf life. Root cellars maintain high humidity, which helps keep produce hydrated and prevents wilting without the need for wax coatings or plastic wraps. The slow temperature changes in root cellars and ice houses help maintain the nutritional integrity of food, preserving more vitamins and minerals. This ensures that food is consumed in a more natural state, often leading to better flavor and texture compared to refrigerated produce that may lose its quality due to fluctuating cold temperatures and drying out. These practices encourage a diet rich in nutrient-dense, whole foods that retain their taste and health properties. Number 8. Economic savings and resourcefulness. Amish food preservation methods significantly lower household costs by eliminating the need for electricity, which is often a large part of monthly bills. Using root cellars, ice houses, and spring houses minimizes ongoing expenses. Once constructed, these systems require little to no maintenance or energy consumption. The construction costs are often offset by long-term savings, as they enable bulk purchasing and storage of seasonal produce, meats, and dairy, reducing the frequency of shopping trips and reliance on supermarkets. Since food is stored for longer periods without spoilage, families can avoid waste and take full advantage of harvests and local produce, maximizing every dollar spent. Additionally, ice houses allow for ice harvested during winter to be used well into the summer months, effectively making one winter's labor provide cooling for nearly a year, without the cost of electric refrigeration or the need for regular restocking. Such resourcefulness also supports a barter economy within Amish communities, where food and other preserved goods can be traded or shared without monetary exchange, further cutting down costs and strengthening communal ties. The self-reliance these methods promote encourages families to grow and store their own food, reducing dependence on external supply chains and buffering against price fluctuations in the market. This not only secures food supply throughout the year, but also insulates families from economic instability, making these methods invaluable for a sustainable and economically resilient lifestyle.